And good evening. Welcome to another live edition of 4FSU Weather. Alongside Eric Clanahan, I'm Jack Holland. Thanks for joining.
We start today in the Pacific Northwest as another storm system slowly makes its way into the Great Plains and Rockies.
The winter storm that produced heavy rain, flooding, and heavy snow in the Pacific Northwest is inching towards the Rockies and into the Great Plains.
Yep, and this system is going to allow a huge bubble of Arctic air to slowly spill southward into North Dakota and Montana, and highs might not make it past that 0-degree mark, while overnight lows bottoming out near -30 degrees.
Brr, I'm glad I live in Florida. Not only will this storm be bringing in cold conditions, though, Aaron, it will also be bringing in heavy snowfall amounts. We could see up to a foot of snow in the foothills of the Rockies and also 3 to 6 inches of snowfall along the United States-Canadian border.
Yes, and this winter weather will make travel a little bit tricky, especially along I-94, 1590, and 29, where we see blowing snow, drifting snow, and also an accumulation of ice, which is going to make things a little bit tricky. So if you live near those interstates, keep that in mind.
Yes, FSU Weather urges people in those regions to make sure they have their weather safety kits, have those blankets ready in your car, as well as warming up with those warm layers on your clothing. Also, have that extra space heater at your house just in case the power does go out.
Yes, and although this storm system is gradually going to head towards the southeast, we're not expecting a big cool down here because that system is slowly going to start to break up as it does head towards the east.
Yes, for more of an overview, we'll send it out to the wall with Alex.
All right, thanks, guys. Now let's get right to the action. We're going to show you first the broad outlook of the U.S. and a lot of snow drenching the northern parts of the country onto the southern tier of the country. A bit of rain impacting South Florida into Atlanta and Georgia. Not seeing much of any rainfall over there, but the rain's still going to be an impact throughout the remainder of the day into tonight, so we're going to get into that in just a bit. Weather headlines, what is the main story? Like I said before, we're going to have a bit of rain with some foggy nights ahead into the morning hours for Tuesday and Wednesday. Like I said before, showers on and off this week. However, we're going to be seeing those warm temperatures continue. It's been a warm year, and it doesn't look like it's going to end anytime soon. Tonight's forecast, 50 degrees above average, cool and calm, with that fog developing late and winds coming out of the south at 5 miles an hour. And just to get a closer look, a little preview of our local segment, you're going to see a lot of these clouds begin to move out, and those rain chances are going to increase with those clouds moving in with our next area of disturbed weather. But for now, we're going to bring it back to Aaron and Jack.
Thanks, Alex. Now switching gears from those frigid conditions in the Pacific Northwest, we move down to our friends in the land down yonder.
Yep, it's hot there. This spring of 2013 has actually been Australia's warmest on record, beating out the previous record set in 2006.
Mean temperatures for the season were 3 degrees above the 30-year average, with overnight lows the 4th warmest on record. Very hot and hazy conditions in the Australian plains as well.
Yeah, kind of feeling more like Florida over there. September was the most dramatic month, setting a new monthly record by 1 degree. And October was also very warm, with temperatures about 2.5 degrees above average for that time of year.
Yeah, Australia will now be entering its summer while we're fastly approaching our winter conditions, so we're really getting amped up for that. But for our first December outlook at the locals, we'll send it out to the wall with Jay.
Thanks, Jeff. Let's start off with our local right now. You see no cloud cover overhead. That makes for a beautiful day in Tallahassee. But those ranges will start going up, so you might want to bring those raincoats and jacket, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. When you look at the current temperatures, you see 62 in Tallahassee, you see 59 in Quincy, over in St. Mark, 65 all around the Big Bend region. It's been quite cold temperatures in December, like we should be, so we're seeing some very nice weather over in the Big Bend region. If we look at tonight's forecast, 50 degrees, cool and calm. Fog will start to develop late, so if you are going to go out tonight, make sure you stay alert because fog will be in the area. When we see satellite and radar right now, the rain chances start moving out the way in Tallahassee, bringing in some nice, beautiful weather, but that will start making its way, some rain will start making its way into the Big Bend region, bringing in some showers and some thunderstorms as well. When we take a look at the futurecast, we start seeing the rain changes start moving its way into our area, bringing in some fog, like I said before. So if you're going to go out tonight in the morning, you might want to have those you might want to stay safe when you're driving. When we take a look again, the rain still is in our area, and we'll start bringing some rain chances more later on Tuesday and Wednesday, and you still have some sun in there and bring in some cooler temperatures as well. And like I said before, like Tuesday night, rain chances will still be prevalent in our area. And like I said, Wednesday, the fog will still be dense as well as it is Tuesday, and will bring in some cool temperatures as well. When we take a look at the weather wear, if you're going to go for Tuesday, remember bring a light jacket. Fog will be prevalent, like I said before. Wednesday, t-shirts and slacks. Nice day to go outside. It's going to be nice and warm seasonal temperatures. And Thursday, if you're going to go out, make sure you bring those raincoats and those ponchos. You will be needing it for the showers that will be coming in on Thursday. And when we take a look at tomorrow's forecast, you see 72 degrees. It's going to be strangers to start being prevalent in Tuesday, so we might want to bring those raincoats and umbrellas, like I said. I see thunderstorms through the Bimini region as well. When we see 7-day forecast, we start seeing the ranges start going its way up to Tuesday, later on into Thursday and Friday, and when we go later on into the week, we start seeing those rain chances go down a little more, just like temperature as well. But for more on that, let's take out Troy in our southeast.
Alrighty, thank you, Jay, and I hope all of you had a terrific Thanksgiving. I know myself, I was hanging out with some of my friends and gobbling down that turkey and watching some good old college football. What a great break that was. But now let's focus on what's going on across the southeast. And earlier today, we did have a little bit of clouds that kind of filtered in our region, especially along the Tallahassee, Big Bend region, but they're now pushing off the east coast. You note that we do have a little bit of low pressure system that will be developing. That will be affecting those in the mid-Atlantic. But as far as the I-10 region is concerned, very great conditions going on in the present time. But we do have a little bit of disturbance off towards the north around Atlanta and northern sections of Alabama. But that won't be amounting to anything too significant in the coming days. And that is associated with that storm off towards the north that is giving folks there some snow. But of course, we won't see snow here in the Tallahassee region. So if you're hoping for some snow, guys, you're just going to have to keep it as a dream a little bit longer, folks. Showing your water vapor region and what basically illustrates what goes on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. And these dark gray and even brown colors indicates that we have lots of dry air in the atmosphere. And that's been the story across most of the southeast region. And that'll continue to be the way in the next couple of days. But changes are in the way, especially as we head towards the middle part of the week, and I'll tell you why in just a minute. But as far as current conditions are concerned, a lot of mild temperatures across the southeast, 62 degrees, and Tallahassee a little bit cooler off towards the north, 53 degrees, in Atlanta, and a little bit cooler as well, 51 degrees in Wilmington. But our temperatures will be warming up in the coming days. Dew points, though, are inched up a little bit, and dew point basically tells us how much moisture there is in the atmosphere. And the higher the dew point number, the more moisture there is in the atmosphere. And although they're not terribly too high right now, they will rise in the coming days, 40s and 50s across much of the southeast. And as I said, they'll continue to rise, and you're already beginning to see that. Our winds coming out of the south, and that southerly wind direction is going to bring that moisture from the Gulf and Mexico, and that's going to bring more moisture and raise our temperatures and increase those humidity values. And also, it's going to increase our rain chances as well. As we look at your future cast, you'll note that we do have high pressure centered across the great state of Florida, but as we extend out your timeline towards Monday night going to Tuesday morning, high pressure scoots off towards the east, and it allows that southerly winds to come out of the Gulf of Mexico. And as we extend out towards Tuesday morning, we do have the risk for fog across tomorrow morning in Tallahassee. So reduced visibility, folks. If you're driving across I-10, particularly around the Tallahassee region, you're going to want to take it easy, folks, because when you run into fog, it creates some dangerous conditions. But extending your timeline out towards Tuesday, we do also run the risk for showers as well. So make sure you do have your umbrella as well. Tonight's forecast, more mindless in store, 50 degrees in Tallahassee, 60 degrees in New Orleans, but a little bit cooler off towards the northeast, 37 degrees in Wilmington. And tomorrow's forecast temperatures will be warming up, 60s and 70s across the southeast. But let's toss it back up to the desk with Jack and Aaron.
Thanks, Troy. Now we're going to hop on over to Sri Lanka in southeast India, where they have seen many rounds of heavy rainfall.
A low pressure system has developed to the east of Sri Lanka, and predicted rainfall totals through Thursday could be 6 to 11 inches of rain in eastern portions of the island.
Yeah, very rough over there. Meteorologists have been tracking this system over the past couple of days, and there is still a slight chance that this low pressure system could potentially develop into a tropical cyclone, even though that chance is very low.
Southeast India will also be getting into some of this rain as well, although the storm, as Aaron was saying, will be mainly stationary across Sri Lanka. So we could see mudslides, a lot of rain, could see overflowing of rivers and streams in the region as well.
Yeah, but it's not looking good because they've already had heavy rounds of rain all summer long due to tropical disturbances. So the heavy rain is not something that Sri Lanka needs. But we're going to take a quick check at our national forecast now with Alex.
All right, and as you can see, it's looking quite nice. However, in Oklahoma, this is a nice picture we had taken from a fellow meteorologist over there in Oklahoma City, Rusty Sir, and you can see those little blobs right there. Those are actually the skyscrapers of Oklahoma City, covered in massive fog. Beautiful skies above it, but below it, very dreary conditions. And fog can sometimes be quite a little messy weather maker. If you play your cards wrong, it can be very bad. However, it's not going to be impacting us into that magnitude come the next few days. And throughout much of the other parts of the U.S. in the northern tiers, like I said before, a lot of snow and mix impacting the Twin Cities and Minneapolis, Billings, Montana getting a lot of snow as well, with the next weather maker impacting them. Moving on to the weather warnings and advisories, the pink representing winter storm warnings and the purple winter weather advisories. Both basically mean an accumulation of snow. However, the winter storms are more severe aspect of it. You're seeing more snow accumulate and more windy conditions, but not as powerful as, say, a blizzard warning. So we don't have to worry too much. However, still snow is going to be the main threat for the Northwest. Texas looking mainly nice. However, you're seeing the main weather maker already pushed off into the southeast, and for our area, not a lot of rain at all. It is pushing off. However, we will see that with this next weather maker. This little disturbance right here is going to be bringing in some rain, pulling it in from the east, from the west, so we're going to be seeing rain chances increase throughout the coming days. However, in the northeast, that's where we have a lot of this snow. You can see this line of thunderstorms stretching throughout Wisconsin, slowly starting to impact them, going to move into the Great Lakes region in the next coming hours. That's giving them quite a little messy situation. You can see some strong storms and a lot of snow impacting the northern areas. Onto the northwest, this is a closer look where our buddy Austin Winfield is located in Montana. You can see a lot of snow impacting them, and Seattle also seeing their fair share of cold and icy weather as well. Moving on now into our airport delays. We have delays mainly featured around the northeast. That's where a lot of the bad weather is. According to snow, we're going to start seeing a lot of these delays soon impact Billings, Montana, maybe Seattle, as the snow continues to move in. Current conditions looking mighty fine across the south and very cold across the north. This little dip over here where the Rockies are, you're seeing temperatures anywhere between the lower 50s to the upper 40s throughout much of the area. However, in Miami, you're seeing 73 degrees, so it's nice and comfortable for them. For tonight's forecast, looking mainly cold. In tomorrow's forecast, once again, you're seeing those upper 70s down south, and we're seeing a little above average temperatures for the southeast. And now we're going to take it on a little closer about the southeast with Jason.
Thank you. Actually, a little local review for the, of course, local officials. Heading on to early morning this work. Of course, you saw much clearer skies. That's associated with, of course, the clear off after that cold front make its way on through. Early morning hours, though, we did see a lot of cloud cover about 2 a.m., 3 a.m. in the morning. We saw this associated with the cold front now make its way into central southern portions of Florida. But, of course, some clear skies, though, a much brighter, nicer fall-like day. Heading into today, of course, those clear skies. Now, the almanac, though, showing we only reached up around 71 degrees today. Right around 5 o'clock was our high average. Well, I started more like a fall-like seasonable day with lows hanging around the low 50s. So much more smaller, cooler air mass make its way with that cold front. Now, current conditions, though, as you're heading around, sun's beginning to set, 62 degrees, partly cloudy skies, dew point slightly below what it's been the last couple days. Of course, we have a dry off from what we've seen that cold front. However, things are changing quite quickly here. Winds are beginning to once again come out of the south. So hence we have these winds coming out of the Gulf. We'll get some moisture in the next few days. Not a strong flow, but this flow will begin to strengthen next few days as we see some more moisture come to the area. Now the reason why, of course, we can see, now picture this one area of the clouds down here as a low pressure system, and all the way up to northeast, some more cloud cover associated with another low pressure system. So we can picture as a ridge maybe being sandwiched between these two lows, and it's going to be sticking around to Florida for the next few days. And when it's sticking around these Florida regions, we can see a more southerly flow to the region of Tallahassee. And as we see some more moisture come into our forecast, we expect those chances of showers to bump up the next day or two. As that southerly flow, like I said, makes its way on through, we have some fog in the early morning hours. Then tomorrow, we're expecting some chances of rain, I'd say about 15 miles and greater away from the shoreline. We can expect some maybe isolated rain showers. So if you're heading out to the work this morning, folks, or tomorrow morning, maybe certainly want to bring the umbrella just in case you hit that spotty shower or two. But those showers will drench its way north, though, into the later afternoon hours of tomorrow. And as that sun does set, that's when that cutoff of showers will be. But overall, for next day, tomorrow, southeast could be seeing some showers ranging in Tallahassee extending into Thomasville, even all the way up into Atlanta. We could be seeing some showers associated with this. But as we go into Wednesday and Thursday, though, we'll see temperatures begin to increase as that southerly flow does persist. It will help give some cooler, warmer average temperatures than normal around the southeast, and hence some fog for the next few days because that moisture is present. Tonight's forecast, though, 50 degrees, cool and calm. That fog is developing late, so into the early morning hours, you're heading out to work. Keep those low being on. We'll have some fog. And isolated showers, like I said, to tomorrow's forecast, at least until we see that sunset, but you want to take that umbrella because we'll be seeing maybe a chance or two of showers. In the next 7 days, warmer than average temperatures. We won't see the next cold front make its way to until the Thursday or Friday. We could see another chance of potential rain. We're going to go ahead, though, and take it back to our desk with Tyler and Troy.
Alrighty, thanks, Jason, and hopefully your Thanksgiving break wasn't spoiled by any hurricanes because we didn't have any.
We didn't have any.
Right.
It's been really quiet all season long. In fact, November 30th was the end of the hurricane season. And Troy, this is the first year since you were born that we haven't seen any major hurricanes.
Oh my goodness, no major hurricanes. Of course, that is great news because, fortunately it's been a really quiet hurricane season, compared to the West Pacific where they've just been hammered by typhoon after typhoon. But fortunately, we've been lucky here in this side of the world.
And Troy, why is it that we haven't seen that many tropical systems?
Well, the reason being is that too much dry air across the Atlantic. Of course, hurricanes need lots of vertical instability, which basically means lots of moisture in the atmosphere, and we haven't had that in the Atlantic, so great news for that.
Absolutely great news, and like we said, no really tropical systems around the state of Florida. We're going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on around the state now, and well, we do have some moisture that's associated with a frontal boundary moving through that region. And we've seen skies clearing from south to north today, all because of this front making its way through. We'll start off in Panama City where, yes, we saw some clouds this morning, but as of late, we saw the sunshine, temperature about 59 degrees, kind of cool day, but not too cold, especially when you compare that to last week. Now, Central and South Florida, many more clouds down towards Siesta Key. Well, it's now dark, actually. I forgot about that, but we've seen plenty of clouds moving through that region today. But it's finally clearing out, and we are going to be seeing drier air moving in. You can see another representation of those clouds clearing out of the region across our local area. We saw some this morning, saw some sunshine, and then saw a few more clouds move through later this afternoon. But essentially, we've been in and out of the clouds. Not too bad of a day, though. Satellite and radar picture shows that we have seen quite a bit of moisture, especially across central Florida. Lots of low clouds, lots of fog there today, all because of really an unsettled weather pattern that's a lot quieter than it was a couple of days ago. Places along the Treasure Coast down towards South Florida, 1 to 3 inches of rain fell yesterday. Not as much rain today. In fact, they're seeing some clearing skies there right now. Temperatures are in the 60s, but nothing cold. 73 in Miami, 72 in Key West. Very mild out there, and temperatures are in the low range of the 60s up our way. Now, the winds are beginning to shift out of the south up here, and they're more northwesterly to the south. It's kind of backwards. We had a front move through earlier, and after the front, winds have actually shifted out of the south. So that tells us that conditions aren't really going to cool off behind this front, and we'll be warming up, in fact, over the next few days. Moisture, I think this model exaggerates it a little bit, but certainly we'll see a few scattered showers in the forecast for the next couple of days and some low clouds and fog to start off the next couple of mornings. For tonight, temperatures in the 50s across the northern part of the state, 60s far south. It's pretty mild out there. Tomorrow, high temperatures will be in the 70s, more sunshine across the state, and hey, we'll even crack or nearly crack 80 degrees across the southeastern part of the state. So warm temperatures. It's going to be the third day of December, but you would never know with some of these warm temperatures, and it's only going to get warmer over the next few days. So that's all that's going on around the state of Florida. Let's go ahead and take a look at the winter weather. We'd like to see some of that, Aaron.
Thank you. Well, we have a lot to talk about across the country as far as winter weather is concerned. It looks really calm across the central part of the country. We have a little bit of a leftover frontal system down in South Florida, but if we look towards the north, right along the border of the United States and Canada, all dotted with blue, and that's all snow. Right now, we have a big system heading our way that's really going to cool off the north and this Great Plains of the country. But right now we're at 60 degrees in Memphis, 53 in Atlanta, so very mild in the southern part of the country and even for the East Coast. But 34 in Minneapolis and 35 in Billings. So that's a little sneak peek of the cooler temperatures that are on the way. We have a lot of watches, warnings, and advisories up right now for the northern part of the country and also the western part of the country. We do have these hot pink colors. That's where we're expecting winter storm warnings that do expire on Wednesday at 7 a.m. And the purple, that's where we do have winter storm watches. And the only difference really is that a warning, that's where we're expecting a little bit higher total accumulations of snow and also windier conditions. But we also have other advisories. We have this yellow color, that's where we're expecting, if it will go, we will have yellow, that's high wind warnings, I believe, and we have orange, which is also a high wind watch. So all across the west, we're expecting some messy weather with the next passage of this system. Airport delays looking pretty good. The only place we're still struggling with is in Boston. We do have a 40-minute delay there, but across the rest of the country, we are green and good to go. So if we zoom in and where we're seeing the snow right now, Minnesota seen a lot of snow. The purple color, that's a little bit of a wintry mix. And then, of course, the green, that's the rain. So the farther south you do head, it's not quite cold enough there in the mid to upper levels of the atmosphere to support any snowfall. But over the next couple of days, we're going to continue to see some messy weather from Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, into the Rockies, and then eventually making its way into the Great Plains, even though right now we're very calm. So Kansas City, Texas, Oklahoma, Dallas, you're calm for now, but expect to see some messy weather throughout the rest of your week. Here at home, we're pretty calm, but there's the leftovers of that cold front that rolled through the region just before the holiday weekend. Really weak right now, mostly just seeing a lot of cloudiness and a few pop-up showers in Georgia and Alabama, and that just has to do with a really weak upper level disturbance. It's brought a little extra energy and moisture to bring us some rain for them. But tonight, cooling off to 31 in Minneapolis. Billings is our cold spot, 16 degrees there, but that is nothing like what they're going to be experiencing over the rest of the week. We're expecting lows to dip down to minus 30 degrees and high temperatures to really top out near that 0-degree mark. So really cold, but it hasn't hit us quite yet. Tomorrow, 43 in Minneapolis, 67 in Memphis, and 16 degrees for your high in Billings. So their low and high aren't really going to change much over the next couple of days. We're going to send it back to the desk, though, right now with Troy and Tyler.
Thanks, Aaron. And well, around here in November, we were fairly warm and a little on the wet side.
Yes. Temperatures were average around 72 degrees for our highs, and our lows were 51 degrees.
So it actually ended up pretty seasonable when you factor in the heat that we have and also a couple of the cold episodes that we had.
And that rain that you were talking about, most of the rain actually came from last week, which, by the way, we picked up a little over 3 inches in just one day.
Yeah, you remember that day before Thanksgiving?
I didn't have my rain boots on, so I kind of got soaked in rain.
Not a fun day to be traversing across campus. And then as we go into next month, long-range forecasts indicate that we'll kind of be sticking out like a sore thumb with all the hot weather here in Florida for the next couple of weeks compared to the really cold Arctic air that Aaron was showing us. That looks like it's going to stay further to the north.
But hey, man, listen, with this all hot weather, it's a good excuse to go barbecue. Barbecue those hamburgers.
Beach, maybe?
Beach, soccer beach, beach volleyball. You know, at the wall. Jack, how are you feeling about that beach volleyball?
Troy, what I like more is your barbecue. I've had some of your pulled pork, and it is terrific. But hey, let's talk about weather because that's the purpose of this show. Let's not get our viewers hungry. Had some cloud coverage making its way into the peninsula of Florida. Tallahassee, we really dealt with those partly cloudy skies for most of the day, but as we progress into the night, I think we'll start dissipating from all those clouds. So we'll have a clear night out there, and will be pretty nice out there. Currently at the airport, though, 62, partly cloudy skies. We're feeling a little sticky out there. That dew point is at 49 degrees. That's because we have that wind out of the south, which is really bringing that moisture into the region, which is helping some clouds come into the region. And as we make our way into tomorrow morning, we have some chances of fog in our area, so make sure you leave a little bit earlier. Keep those low beams on as you make that early morning commute to work. Today's almanac, what will go down in the record, 71 degrees is what we'll call for our high. We're really starting to drop off from that though. 50 degrees is what we started off this morning with. Really chilly out there. I woke up and my air wasn't on, so 57 degrees in my house. Really chilly to wake up to, so make sure you turn on that air conditioning so you don't wake up frigid like I did. Winds out of the south, which is really helping that moisture come in, and that's what's going to start bringing in that fog into the region. 6 miles per hour to the south in Tallahassee, 3 miles per hour to the south in St. Mark's, and 3 miles per hour out of the south as well in Monticello. So that's really helping bring in those moisture cloudy-like conditions. Currently all across the region, 62 degrees in Tallahassee, 57 in Quincy, starting to drop off there. Could see temperatures dropping down into the lower 50s as we progress into tonight. Along the coast, though, a little warmer, 64 degrees in Apalachicola, 65 degrees in St. Mark. So warmer conditions down at the coast with that southerly flow helping warm up the folks down in the Gulf Coast. Futurecast, we have a high pressure system which will penetrate into the Florida Peninsula and then start making its way out into the Atlantic Ocean. Start bringing up that southerly flow, which will bring us some fogging conditions into Tuesday morning. We could have some slight chances of rain lingering around, mainly into the western viewing area. Could see some sprinkles in downtown Tallahassee, but really into South Georgia is where I think the higher chances of rain is. We'll have some disturbed weather. That's what this black line over there is representing, so that's really helping us amp up our rain chances, but we'll be partly cloudy for most of the day. As we make our way into Thursday night, those rain chances start coming in into our region a little higher, but really I just think it'll be a sprinkle, 20 to 30% chance of rain. Nothing really too much to worry about. Wednesday into Thursday, we start amping up those rain chances just a little bit more. Tonight though, what we can expect, 50 degrees, will be cool and calm. Fog develops late with that southerly flow, so if you had to leave for work early, make sure you keep those low beams on as you head to work. Tomorrow though, 72 degrees, 20% chance of rain, isolated showers, I think in the western viewing area as we saw in that Futurecast. 7-day forecast though shows those highs into the low 70s to mid 70s as we progress into the week. We have some rain chances lingering around, but I think the big story will be the cloud coverage. But for our favorite segment on FSU Weather, Weather History with Tyler and Troy.
Alrighty, thank you, Jack. And seeing those rains, we're going to freeze it up and turn into snow because that's our theme for our weather history.
It sure is. Starting off in Utah.
Utah, back in 1951, 64 inches of snow, folks. 64 inches. That is a lot of snow, Tyler.
It is. And while Chautauqua County, New York didn't see that much snow, they got 54 inches of snow from a lake effect snowstorm. And I know from being there at Christmas time, and I got 3 feet of snow one year. It was pretty crazy.
What stinks is when you have to shovel.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that.
All that
I was a
snow.
tourist, so.
Tourist, well, you're a lucky man. And finally, for your last weather history, Dubuque, Iowa. Yeah, they got nearly 20 inches of snow. But let's look at your 7-day forecast, Tyler.
Yeah, we don't have anything like snow in the forecast. I mean, I guess we got some showers in the forecast, but we have to drop the temperatures by like umpteen million degrees to get that snow. The temperatures approaching 80 degrees as we go toward the end of the week.
Well, you can, if you're doing anything to do at home, you can like us at facebook.com or you can follow us at twitter.com/FSU Weather.
We'd love to see your pictures of me practically sweating in the month of December. But that's it for this edition of FSU Weather. I'm student meteorologist Tyler Allender.
And I'm student meteorologist Troy Fields, and have yourselves a great night.